Welcome to Money in the Air, the music podcast about neighboring rights, the royalties you earn from the public performance of your recordings and the business of music in general. Brought to you by IFR, the International Association for Artists and Rights Holders.
I'm Andrew, co-founder and chief royalty officer of Royalty.
Hi, I'm Gina Deacon. I work for Absolute Rights Management and I work with record labels and artists to ensure we claim the royalty income due to them.
I'm Stacey Haber and I'm from Inside Baseball Music Publishing.
Hi, I'm Tanya Oliveira. I work for Transparent Entertainment Group. I handle registrations and repertoires for performers and rights holders around the world.
Hi, welcome back to Money in the Air, the Neighboring Rights podcast brought to you by IFR, the International Association for Artists and Rights Holders. There's a deadline at PPL coming up. Tanya, what was it?
It's every April, and this year for 2023, it's the 10th of April. That's your performer claims deadline. Nothing to do with rights holder, nothing to do with registering your ISRCs from the previous calendar year. This is making sure you've claimed all of your performances, and then they will include you, they being PPL, in the June distribution. We've got like a couple of weeks to do that, so it's well worth setting aside a day and just claiming away.
And what will happen if you do not claim by this deadline on April 6th at PPL?
You will get paid if you claim after the 10th of April, but it'll be, I don't know when exactly, but it won't be in the June distribution. It'll be in the September or December. But basically, you'll get paid later. If you miss the deadline, don't worry, you will get paid, but you won't get paid as quicker.
What if somebody thinks that they have done all their claiming and they don't bother to check? Is it possible there might be things that have been registered since they last claimed?
Yeah, definitely. That's something I come across almost every day. There'll be remixes, there'll be remasters, extended versions, acapellas, etc. Things can crop up every year, especially if there's really popular records. Whenever a new rights holder takes on repertoire, they often register the track again. Sometimes 100 versions of the same track on PPL's database. It's worth claiming everything. And you can't assume that the label, i.e. the rights holder, has added you as a contributor. You have to go in and make sure you manually claim your performances.
My top tip is in the same vein. The way that the recordings are organized at CMOs, they're given something called a work ID, Sound Exchange work ID here at Sound Exchange. I'm not sure what the exact terminology at PPL would be called, but essentially every single time that there is a work ID for a recording, that is used for matching of income that's reported to the CMOs. So you could have the same recording, but a bunch of different work IDs, and you want to make sure that you're claiming all of the individual work IDs that correspond to that recording. Otherwise, you might be missing out on some income. The other thing is that on the recordings themselves, percentages can vary. So making sure that once you've claimed, all of your percentages are going to be what they should be. Otherwise, you're getting underpaid some royalties.
Reiterate what Andrew was saying, in terms of percentages on the performer side, that's the Sound Exchange centric model. So don't worry about entering percentages at PPL. You just select all the relevant recordings, put it in your basket, and either select contracted, featured, other featured, or non-featured. So don't think about percentages there. But yeah, it's so valid at Sound Exchange because there'll be tracks where there was a featured artist and then they'll release the same track but without a featured artist, just with the original band lineup. And then yeah, it gets really messy if there were actually 5 featured artists, but you've only put 25%. It just doesn't add up.
And remember to add your contributor role as well as your contracted or non-featured role. That's really good advice. Thank you very much, guys. I know we kept it short, but it's because we really want them to use this time to go and do the claiming. Thank you for listening. Hope you get all your claims in timely. Remember, info@ifr.co.uk if you have any questions or need individual help, and become a member. Join IFR at www.iafar.co.uk. Thanks for listening.